problem solving comes naturally for you. It's so easy for you to see not one, not two, but dozens of solutions for every challenge you face. For each one, there's so many options. You're just like overflowing with options, good options. There's usually more than one way to solve a problem, right? And so why not just present yourself with not a solution, but several to choose from, and you can evaluate which is the best one for right now. Good evening, gorgeous. Lovely to be with you, and super excited to color and to find a little space for ourselves this evening at the end of what I'm sure was a very busy day for you. And we are, of course, in your Color Me Beautiful book. Thank you for joining me. And if you need another one, because I know some of you fly through it, or maybe you want one to give to someone, or maybe you've been tearing pages out and you just want a fresh one, we got you covered, plenty there for you. And so tonight we are talking about problem solving, which I love this topic because actually the act of coloring tugs on your creativity. It's kind of like sometimes we get so busy with our to-do lists and our schedules and our goals and, and all those kinds of things, meaning and purpose and fulfillment and all those, and like check all the boxes. And sometimes we just forget to just like be creative and solutions. Einstein said you can't solve problems with the same thinking that created them. You have to get creative. You have to find new brain pathways. You have to find new perspectives to solve things. So actually coloring is going to help you be a better problem solver, as silly as that sounds. Also, just the act of getting in that spirit of play. It's a high energy, it's a high vibration, and there's discovery there, right? And we want to discover more solutions to our problems. So when you say problem solving comes naturally for me, I see dozens of solutions for each challenge I face. There's usually more than one way to solve a problem, right? And so why not just present yourself with not a solution, but several to choose from, and you can evaluate which is the best one for right now. So that's what we're coloring tonight. Got some Sharpies, and I like this is kind of a pastel-y green, so I think that's kind of fun. And there's all different kinds of ways we could color, but I like the color enough that I like to kind of maybe outline around it too on some of these, just so I can get a feel for the color. I like the color part of the coloring sometimes, and so be a little bit extra. Are you a little bit extra? I bet you are some days, and there's nothing wrong with a little bit extra, right? I do like that green. That's pleasing to my eye. I'll get it a little closer to the camera here in a minute so you can really kind of take that in. But I'm also feeling let's see, some of this golden color might be good. Whoop. Oh, I just did a flip. No hands. All right. Do you really feel that problem solving comes easy for you? Or is that something you wish you were growing more into, or you're wanting to lean into that? Do you feel you have a lot of problems, or are you mostly kind of carefree and things in your life take care of themselves? Because there's an energy, there's an expectation. Am I going to have problems, or is life going to go pretty smooth? Am I in that identity piece? Am I the kind of girl that has a lot of problems? Because if you find that might feel true to you, at least in the past, you could actually make a decision. You know what? I want to be a new kind of person. I want to be a kind of person that does not struggle with problems all the time. And just that decision of, you know what? I think I want to create a life with less problems. I'm kind of tired. It's kind of exhausting to deal with challenges all the time. So what if I just looked at them as steps instead of problems? Sometimes what we deal with in life, the toughest stuff is the drama that we bring, the emotional attachment to things, like wanting things to be one way when they're just not. When, we could endure the situation with more peace if we could just wrap our head around, you know what? I'm just gonna expect that there's something here for me. I really like to ask when I'm doing one-on-ones with my coaching clients. A favorite question you may hear from me is, why is this situation or this circumstance or this problem or this challenge, why is it perfect? Why is the fact that you are stuck and maybe it's a health issue or a relationship issue and it's not something that can go away? So if it's in your life, not only just tolerating and dealing with it and trying to stay sane and find some happiness, but why is it not kind of ground zero to kind of get up to, but why is it awesome for you? Why is it needed for your soul's evolution? Is there a gift for you in your problem or challenge that you could receive no other way? Sometimes when we have hard things, we call upon places and parts of ourselves that would normally never get a chance to shine or emerge. And we discover that we have more strength than maybe we anticipated. Maybe there's an insight. Maybe when you're up against a wall, you think of something new that you've never considered. You look at things in a new way, and you never would have seen it without the difficulty. So in the stretch, where is the gift for you? And if we can look at our problems and challenges with that lens, I think it can sometimes at least feel purposeful. If you read Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning, he was a psychiatrist in the camps, in the Nazi concentration camps, and he found that people that could find meaning in suffering, not only were they happier, they stayed more sane, and they actually lived longer. It promoted resilience. If you can find a reason, even if you're struggling with a hard thing, that if you choose to tap into resilience at that point, it does all kinds of things for your growth. And of course, wouldn't it be great if everyone was problem-free, at least, for small seasons, and sometimes we get to say, hey, am I noticing when life is going swimmingly? Am I appreciating that? Maybe it's just a contrast for you so that you can experience gratitude when it's not hard, because if it's always easy, then it's just boring, right? Sometimes we want boring. But how about if you were the kind of gal that didn't feel like you were up against a wall? You don't feel like you're trapped in the maze at the dead end. What if there is a solution and maybe you just didn't look at the right angle to see it yet? What if there really are dozens of solutions for each challenge you face? And what if you have total choice over how you handle them? Doesn't that feel like a better perspective? Doesn't that feel healthy? Right? Doesn't it feel empowered to say, you know what? I haven't discovered the way that I'm going to choose to exit this situation yet, but I know what's out there, and I know I'm going to see it and discover it in perfect timing. I know that I'll be connected to all the resources and people and ideas that I need in perfect timing. And maybe this challenge, this setback, this roadblock, whatever you're facing, maybe this is preparing you perfectly to see or discover or seize it when the time is right. Doesn't that feel so much more empowering than just feeling like, oh, I have stuff. I have so much stuff. Everybody's got some stuff, and then there ends up being stuff contests, like, oh, my stuff is worse than your stuff. You don't even know, right? But then that's us adding drama, more drama to our lives. And what you think about, you bring about, and what you speak about, you bring about faster. So why not speak about what we want in our world, like solutions, right? Okay, let's do that. That was fun. That was a tidy little, quick little a little something fun to remind you that problem solving comes naturally for you. It's so easy for you to see not one, not two, but dozens of solutions for every challenge you face. For each one, there's so many options. You're just like overflowing with options, good options, good options. How is this perfect for me? How is this situation good for me? How can I enjoy the journey? How can I get through this in growth mode, in expansion mode, in feeling as good as I can, even if it is tough? If you're dealing with tough stuff, I believe in you. I know you can get through it. I know you can be resourceful. I know you can find those solutions that you can see. You can use that creativity in your mind, just like when you're coloring your images. You can use that same creativity to just really tap into what feels right. You know, you have lots of answers inside of you, and when you get still and quiet and ask God, universe, for guidance, there's lots more answers for that too. So if you're finding you don't have a lot of solutions, then maybe it's a good invitation for you to get quiet. Who knows, maybe your challenges are a nudge from whatever higher power you believe in to get quiet. Maybe it's an invitation. Hey, don't forget, all the power's right here. You just have to connect, right? That's what I think the message would be for you. So if you've colored with me, be sure and sign your work, because this is a one-of-a-kind rare piece of art. There's only one if you just did this with me. So thanks for being on the journey. Inhale, how full of solutions and hope and faith you are. Inhale. Exhale, and good night. You are infinite.